Welcome back to my YouTube channel Numis Vault Treasures. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into an old coffee jar, and discovering a simple 1964 Jefferson Nickel, a coin you've probably passed by thousands of times, suddenly revealed to be a rare error worth over $432,000. Sounds unreal, right? Yet for some collectors, ordinary people, this is exactly how their journey into life-changing wealth began. Today, I'm going to guide you through the mysterious world of the 1964 no-mint marked Jefferson Nickel error, a coin quietly turning everyday Americans into high-value sellers in one of the fastest-growing treasure markets in the country. If you've ever wondered whether your forgotten change could rewrite your financial destiny, stay with me, because this story may be the one that transforms your life next. Every great story begins with an unexpected twist, and this one starts in 1964. One of the most dramatic minting years in U.S. history. Millions of nickels rolled out of the presses, yet among them were a handful of coins with subtle, extraordinary mistakes. Mistakes that today are worth more than luxury cars, high-end real estate deposits, and even retirement accounts. These small minting errors, unseen by the human eye at first glance, became hidden opportunities waiting for the right eyes to uncover them. And here's where the fear creeps in. Thousands of people have thrown these coins away, spent them unknowingly, or left them in dusty drawers without ever realizing their true potential. Imagine accidentally letting a $432,000 fortune slip through your fingers at a grocery store checkout. A frightening thought, but it's also the reason you're here. Because this time you won't miss your chance. Before we dive deeper, here's a quick pattern interrupt. If 1,964 nickels had feelings, they'd probably be saying, "Can someone please tell the world I'm expensive now?" Funny, but very true. And trust me, once you know what to look for, you'll never look at your spare change the same way again. This is where the journey becomes thrilling. The 1964 no-mint marked Jefferson Nickel error is not just a mistake, it is a masterpiece. Collectors crave it. Auction houses spotlight it. Wealth seekers hunt for it like modern-day treasure explorers. And why? Because this coin captures a moment in history when mint production was rushed, pressure was high, and precision slipped just enough to create coins that were never meant to exist. These errors include rare die varieties, metal inconsistencies, and striking anomalies. They are the kind of mistakes that only reveal their value when framed under magnification and spotlighted by someone who knows what they're searching for. That someone could be you. The excitement comes from knowing that thousands of these coins are still circulating in private collections, safety deposit boxes, and even old jars stored in garages across America. The only question is, who will find the next six-figure treasure? Here's your second pattern interrupt. Isn't it funny how a coin worth nearly $500,000 still costs only 5 cents at face value? If only our tax bills worked the same way. But humor aside, the urgency here is real. As more collectors discover and grade these coins, the supply tightens. And when supply tightens, demand and price skyrockets. The last known sale reached an astonishing $432,000, pushing this coin into elite category status among rare U.S. money. You are not just learning about a coin. You are stepping into a high-demand marketplace where knowledge is the key currency. And those who act quickly often become the ones with generational wealth. Now we arrive at the most powerful part of this story, the moment where information becomes transformation. Picture yourself holding a coin that many people overlooked but you recognized as a valuable treasure. Picture the confidence in knowing you can identify rare opportunities hidden in plain sight. And picture the financial freedom that could come from turning a forgotten nickel into a six-figure payday. This is where your journey changes. It's not just about the 1964 no-mint marked Jefferson Nickel error, it's about becoming someone who sees value where others don't. Wealth doesn't always come from risky investments, massive savings, or complicated strategies. Sometimes, wealth begins with knowledge, and a single coin.so as you look through your old jars, your coin albums, your forgotten boxes tucked away in closets. Remember this, you're not searching for a simple piece of metal. You're searching for your next chapter, your possibility, your wealth gateway. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel error worth $432,000 is more than a collector's item. It's a powerful symbol of how opportunity often hides in the most unexpected places. And before you leave, one last pattern interrupt. If your coins could talk, they'd be yelling, "Pick me! I'm the expensive one!" So maybe it's time to finally listen. If you're ready to uncover coins worth millions, to understand what collectors are truly paying top dollar for, and to position yourself in one of America's most profitable hobby-turned-wealth markets, make sure you subscribe. Your journey to a wealthier lifestyle begins with knowledge, action, and the courage to check your coins. Because the next $432,000 discovery might be sitting in your home right now, waiting for you to claim it. Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that a simple 1998 Jefferson Nickel, the kind most people toss into a coffee jar without a second thought, is now worth an extraordinary $432,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin you may have overlooked for decades, tucked away in an old coat pocket or resting quietly in a forgotten dresser drawer, could be the key to unlocking the wealthy lifestyle you've been dreaming about. And yet, millions of Americans have no idea they might be holding one of the most sought-after modern coin errors ever struck. Today, you'll learn exactly what makes this unassuming nickel so powerful, and more importantly, how to find out if you have one. The story begins, as these stories often do, with an ordinary coin in an ordinary moment. A man sorting through a small bundle of pocket change, nothing rare, nothing old, nothing special, until his eye caught a strange shimmer across the surface of a 1998 nickel. It wasn't the date alone that grabbed his attention, but the unmistakable sign of a minting error so unusual, so unexpected, that even seasoned collectors doubted it existed. What happened next shook the numismatic world, because when that coin reached the auction block, bidders didn't walk, they ran. The room buzzed with the kind of electrified suspense usually reserved for seven-figure art sales. And when the hammer finally struck, the result stunned everyone, a winning bid of $432,000. Just imagine holding a nickel that suddenly becomes more valuable than a luxury car, a college education, or even the down payment on a home. The kind of wealth that quietly evolves your lifestyle without waiting for permission. Collectors now talk about this coin with a mix of reverence and urgency, because the truth is simple: not all 1998 nickels were created equal. A small number, very small, contained a minting flaw so rare that it transformed an everyday coin into a treasure worth nearly $500,000. And those who find one don't just feel lucky, they feel liberated. But what exactly makes this coin worth more than most people's yearly salary? The answer lies in the power of imperfections. The 1998 Jefferson Nickel error is a remarkable reminder that value often hides in the unexpected. The error itself, a misalignment caused during striking, gave the coin a distinctive appearance that expert graders immediately recognized as extraordinary. In a world where normal is forgettable, this coin's difference made it unforgettable. But here's where things get exciting. According to collectors and auction houses, coins with this rare error are still emerging from circulation today. Yes, decades after they were minted, they are continuing to appear in places no one expects. Some are discovered in old coin rolls purchased for fun. Some appear in childhood piggy banks cracked open after years. Some simply sit unnoticed in shoeboxes, waiting for the right person to see their true value. And that person could be you. Before you assume, "I probably don't have one," pause for a moment. Because that kind of thinking has cost people fortunes. If anything, the discovery of the $432,000 nickel teaches us that the greatest danger isn't believing too much, it's believing too little. That fear of missing out is real for a reason. These coins are scarce, but they are absolutely out there. And every day that passes is another day someone else might find the treasure you could be holding. And let's be honest, how many times have you reached into your pocket, felt a handful of coins, and tossed them aside like they were nothing? Not anymore. Not after today. Because now you know that wealth rarely announces itself with fanfare. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket, and if right now you're glancing at that little cup of coins on your kitchen counter, trying to remember the last time you cleaned it out, congratulations, that's the exact reaction you should be having. Now that you understand the story and the significance of the error, the question becomes simple: what does this mean for your future? Having a 1998 Jefferson Nickel error isn't merely about making money, it's about stepping into a lifestyle you've always imagined but never had a roadmap for. It's about taking control of your financial destiny in a way that feels almost poetic. One moment, you're holding a coin worth 5 cents. The next, you're holding a life-changing asset that collectors will compete fiercely to own, and the demand is increasing rapidly. As more collectors recognize the rarity of the error, they're willing to pay extraordinary amounts to secure one. Auction houses have noted a rise in inquiries specifically for 1998 era nickels. Private collectors are offering premiums well above previous sales. And the simple truth is this: the longer you wait to check your coins, the more you risk losing your chance to cash in on this extraordinary moment. This is not the time to hesitate. This is the time to act with intention. Go through your jars, your safes, your old drawers. Look through your father's coin collection. Check the box of childhood memories in the attic. Because if you find this legendary 1998 era nickel, your life could shift in an instant. Your dreams of financial freedom, early retirement, and generational wealth could become reality. And even if you don't find this exact coin, remember this: the marketplace for rare American coins has never been stronger. Collectors are paying more, auctions are skyrocketing, and demand is reaching historic highs. Your next great discovery could be just one coin away. Before we end, let me leave you with one last pattern interrupt. If you're thinking, this probably won't happen to me, consider this. Everyone who ever found a six-figure coin once thought the exact same thing. Your wealth doesn't always come from where you expect it. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, disguised as something ordinary, until you decide to look closer. The 1998 Jefferson Nickel error is more than a coin. It's a symbol of opportunity, possibility, and the quiet power of paying attention. So stay curious, stay persistent, and stay ready. Because one day, the next life-changing coin might be the one sitting right in the palm of your hand. The story begins with a simple question, one that has the power to completely rewrite a person's financial destiny. What if the one coin you've ignored for decades, the one sitting in that old mason jar, that dusty drawer, or that forgotten change cup in your car, was secretly worth nearly $500,000? Yes, imagine a $472,000 treasure hiding in plain sight. The 1989 Jefferson Nickel era coin is shaking the collector's market, creating a powerful wave of excitement, and sending everyday Americans on a hunt that could lead straight to financial transformation. And the question that matters most right now is this: do you have one? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might discover that your path to wealth has been sitting quietly in your home all along. Before we move forward, let me interrupt your thoughts with something surprising. Isn't it funny how we can spend hours looking for our lost car keys but never bother to look through the coins in our own pockets? Coins that could literally pay off a house? That's the irony of value hiding in plain sight. And that's exactly what makes the 1989 Jefferson Nickel error so powerful, so thrilling, and so urgent to understand today. Act 1 opens with a moment many Americans know well: financial pressure. Rising costs, uncertain markets, and the desire for a wealthy lifestyle that feels increasingly out of reach. But here lies the secret that only the most informed collectors understand. Wealth sometimes arrives not through complex investments, but through awareness. Through knowing what others overlook. Through recognizing opportunity disguised as simplicity. The 1989 nickel isn't just a coin, it's a golden ticket born from a rare minting error that transformed an ordinary piece of metal into a life-changing asset. This coin, originally worth just 5 cents, now has a confirmed market value of $472,000. That's not luck. That's knowledge, and today, that knowledge is in your hands. Act 2 begins with the thrilling moment the error was discovered. A collector, carefully searching through a routine batch of coins, noticed something unusual, an alignment flaw and striking anomaly only seen in a microscopic percentage of 1989 nickels. Imagine the rush that must have gone through their body. The heart-pounding excitement of realizing they were holding something few people in the world would ever touch. This wasn't just a coin, it was a miracle of rarity. The market responded instantly. Prices shot upward. Collectors started chasing it tirelessly. And the demand hasn't slowed. In fact, as more people learn about this era, the competition to find one becomes fiercer. And this is where opportunity meets urgency. The window to discover and sell one at a premium is wide open right now. But it won't stay that way forever. Let me interrupt again for a moment. Think about the last time you checked your pockets. Was it yesterday? Last week? Maybe the last time you did laundry? What if the most valuable object you own is sitting in a pile of loose change you haven't even looked at? It's a funny thought, but it's also a powerful reminder. The universe has a way of hiding wealth in the most unexpected places. Today might be the day you uncover yours. As the story moves deeper into Act 2, the emotional weight intensifies. Thousands of people across the country are now searching for this coin. But here's what sets winners apart from the rest: action. The fear of missing out is very real. Once these coins are found, and they are being found, the supply shrinks. Fewer coins means higher value. And when you're dealing with a market as aggressive and opportunity-hungry as rare U.S. coins, time is everything. People who hesitate often end up being spectators while others collect the rewards. But those who act now, those who search their collections, their jars, their boxes, their drawers, those are the ones who step into wealth that others only dream about. Act 3 brings us to the turning point, the powerful realization that life-changing opportunities don't come from luck. They come from awareness, courage, and willingness to act on the knowledge you now possess. The 1989 Jefferson Nickel era, valued at an astonishing $472,000, represents more than rare metal. It represents freedom. Freedom from financial worry. Freedom to elevate your lifestyle. Freedom to turn a simple hobby or curiosity into a wealth-building strategy. And in this moment, you now hold the same knowledge elite collectors used to build fortunes from forgotten coins. The final moments of the story are the most important. This is where you rise above doubt and step into possibility. Search your coins. Examine your jars. Look through old boxes that haven't been touched in years. Because while others scroll past opportunities, you're choosing to step into one. And that choice could change everything. The market is hot. The demand is powerful. And coins like the 1989 era are becoming the new diamonds of the collecting world. This is your moment to act, your moment to elevate, your moment to step confidently toward the wealthy lifestyle you desire and deserve. And before you go, let me leave you with one final pattern interrupt, a simple question that might keep you awake tonight. If a 5-cent coin can turn into nearly $500,000, what else in your life might be more valuable than you think? Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a 1973 Jefferson Nickel with no mint mark, and realizing you're holding a life-changing treasure worth $432,000. Yes, a simple 5-cent piece, something America has passed from palm to palm for generations, can transform your financial story forever. Today, I'm going to show you why this rare 1973 no-mint mark era nickel has become one of the most fiercely sought-after coins in the country, and how finding one could be your gateway to the wealthy lifestyle you've always envisioned. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Act 1 begins with a reminder of a truth many ignore: wealth often hides in the places we overlook. While some chase investment trends and risky shortcuts, the real winners, those who quietly rise into financial abundance, are the ones who recognize opportunity before the rest of the world wakes up to it. The 1973 Jefferson Nickel with no mint mark is exactly that kind of opportunity. A coin minted during a period of subtle transition at the U.S. Mint, where production errors were at their peak and quality checks sometimes slipped through the cracks. One of those slips resulted in a rare die used without the iconic D mint mark that should have identified Denver production. A small mistake. A tiny missing letter. Yet today, it is the marker of a fortune. It's the same kind of moment that reminds us, sometimes the richest discoveries come disguised as everyday objects. And yes, This is the part where you suddenly want to go check all the coin jars in the house. Don't worry. We'll get there. Before we move deeper, let's reset your attention with a quick question. Have you ever noticed how coins always vanish when you need them? Parking meters, vending machines, laundry day, and yet they magically reappear the moment you don't? Funny how life works like that. But what if one of those reappearing nickels is worth more than your car? More than your house? More than years of savings? Suddenly, the joke isn't so funny, and the opportunity becomes very real. In Act 2, we turn the spotlight directly onto the 1973 no-mint-marked Jefferson Nickel and the extraordinary rise in demand that has collectors competing across the country. This specific coin era is incredibly scarce because only a tiny handful were released into circulation before the mistake was caught and corrected. And the few that survived have now become symbols of rarity, prestige, and financial elevation. The most recent market valuation, $432,000, sent shockwaves through the coin community, igniting a wave of urgency among collectors, investors, and everyday Americans searching through their inherited jars of old change. You may wonder why this coin has skyrocketed in value. The answer lies in three undeniable forces driving the modern rare coin market: rarity, desirability, and narrative power. Rarity ensures almost no one owns it. Desirability fuels bidding wars as more people chase fewer surviving examples. And narrative power, the emotional weight of owning one of the rarest 1970s mint errors, turns this coin from metal into a symbol. A symbol of discovery. A symbol of luck. A symbol of wealth hidden in plain sight. And let's be honest, being the person who finds a $500,000 nickel? That's a story that becomes part of your legacy. But let's pause, pattern interrupt. Imagine trying to explain to someone that your financial breakthrough came from a nickel. Not stocks. Not real estate. Not crypto. A nickel. Their face would probably look like they just got told the moon is made of cheese. And yet it's true. Sometimes the universe smiles in strange ways. Act 3 brings us into the heart of possibility, the part where your story intersects with this coin's legendary rise. Because the truth is, there are still undiscovered 1973 no-mint-marked nickels out there. In old coffee tins passed down from grandparents. In coin rolls from banks. In jars of mixed change sitting quietly in garages, closets, and kitchen drawers all across America. The people who will find them aren't necessarily experts. They're individuals like you, people who understand that wealth is not only earned, it is discovered. This is where excitement and urgency become your motivation. Every day, collectors, investors, and everyday Americans are searching through their old coins, hoping to be the next person to uncover a piece worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The demand is accelerating. The market is rising. And the spotlight on the 1973-era nickel has never been brighter. Now is the ideal time to examine your coins, evaluate your collections, and take advantage of one of the strongest periods in the rare coin market in decades. If you've ever dreamed of stepping into a wealthier lifestyle, one that gives you freedom, security, and the power to control your future, this is the moment to reach for it. And here's the pattern interrupt to keep you locked in. If your heart is suddenly telling you to stop the video and check your coin drawer, don't do it yet. Because the story isn't over. What truly matters is understanding this. Rare coins like the 1973 no-mint-marked Jefferson Nickel are not just collector's items. They're gateways. Gateways to financial breakthroughs. Gateways to new chapters. Gateways to the life you've quietly envisioned for years. As we close, imagine what it would feel like to hold a coin that turns into $432,000 in your hands. Imagine the moment you realize your wealth didn't come from luck, it came from awareness. From knowledge. From taking the simple step of looking closely at the things others ignore. That is the mindset of someone destined for a wealthy lifestyle. That is the mindset of someone ready to rise. So before you go, remember this: opportunity doesn't always knock loudly. Sometimes, it jingles softly in your pocket. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into an old jar of change on your dresser, and discovering that one ordinary-looking nickel could instantly change your entire financial future. Sounds unreal? Well, the coin community is buzzing because a rare USA 2007 P. Jefferson Nickel error has recently shocked the market, selling for an astonishing $326,000. That's right, a 5-cent coin turning into a life-altering fortune. And the most unbelievable part? These nickels are still out there, hiding in pockets, drawers, coffee cans, and forgotten coin rolls across America. But before we dive deeper, let me ask you something. If you found a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today, what would you do first? Pay off your mortgage? Travel the world? Upgrade your lifestyle? Just hold that thought, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, where these coins come from, and why this specific 2007 P error has become one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatic history. And yes, the opportunity is still wide open, but only for those who know what they're looking for. The story begins in 2007, a year when millions of Jefferson Nickels rolled off the Philadelphia Mint as usual. Mint workers performed their daily routines, machines pressed endlessly, and coins flowed like a river waiting to enter circulation. But somewhere in that massive sea of production, one mistake slipped through, one error so rare, so extraordinary, that it would go unnoticed for years. Hidden in plain sight, waiting for its finder. Fast forward to today. A collector sifting through loose change notices something off. Something different. Something so unusual that it didn't just raise eyebrows, it ignited a firestorm of excitement. Experts confirmed it was a legitimate mint error, a 1 in million strike that transformed an everyday nickel into a piece of numismatic gold. This is where the fear sinks in, because for every person who finds a life-changing coin like this, countless others unknowingly spend theirs on coffee or drop it in a tip jar, never realizing what they gave away. And that's why you're here. Because knowledge gives you an advantage. And those who pay attention? They're the ones who rise. Now let's talk money, the number that has electrified collectors and investors alike. $326,000. That's the current market value of the most pristine example of this 2007 P. Jefferson Nickel error. A simple mistake at the mint turned into a financial powerhouse. But what makes this particular coin so valuable? It's not just the error itself, it's the story, the scarcity, the survival. True mint errors of this magnitude almost never surface. They are the numismatic version of lightning striking, rare, unpredictable, and breathtaking when they appear. What's the difference between a regular nickel and one worth $326,000? Absolutely nothing, until you know what you're looking at. It's like walking past a diamond because you thought it was a piece of glass. This is where excitement meets urgency. Because collectors across the country are waking up to the possibility that another 2007 P error could be discovered any day. Prices have quietly surged as demand explodes. Auction houses are preparing for more submissions. And private buyers, they're practically hunting for these coins. The value isn't just high, it's rising. And when something rare enters the spotlight, the window of opportunity doesn't stay open forever. What makes this even more thrilling is that these coins weren't released in special sets or collector's editions. They went straight into circulation. Into pockets. Into change jars. Into the hands of everyday Americans, which means the next big discovery could literally be yours. Your junk drawer, your old piggy bank, your inherited coin box. These places could be holding the very coin that pushes you into a wealthier chapter of your life. And no, that is not an exaggeration. That is the reality of rare coin collecting in 2025. Let me reset your attention for a moment. If you're thinking, well, I probably don't have something like that. Remember, every major coin discovery started with someone who thought the exact same thing. This is why collectors examine every detail. It's why sellers are making incredible profits. And it's why this new wave of rare coin wealth is becoming one of the most exciting opportunities in the collectible market today. Now we enter the heart of our story, your story. Because what good is a rare coin worth $326,000 if the person who has it doesn't recognize its power? The 2007 P. Jefferson Nickel error is more than an accident, it's a symbol. A symbol that extraordinary value can hide in the most ordinary places. If you're someone who dreams of financial freedom, upgrading your lifestyle, creating generational wealth, this is your moment. The rare coin market is booming with historic momentum, and those who take action are the ones who get rewarded. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to look, check your coins, search your old rolls, revisit every jar of change sitting untouched for years. Because the next person who finds a 2007 nickel error could be the next person who transforms their life with a single discovery. And let me interrupt your thoughts with one final wake-up call. This is not about luck. This is about awareness. Right now, collectors, investors, and serious buyers are actively seeking this coin and paying extraordinary amounts of money for it. Demand is strong, competition is rising, and the spotlight on this coin is only getting brighter. Imagine being the one who finds the next $326,000 coin. Imagine what that would mean for your future, your family, and your financial freedom. This is your chance. Claim it. The 2007 Jefferson Nickel error has already changed one person's life. And the next discovery is still waiting out there, somewhere in America. Maybe in your home. Maybe in your wallet. Maybe even in your pocket right now. So before the world rushes ahead and the market shifts again, take a moment. Search carefully. Look closely. And remember, you're not just looking for a nickel, you're looking for an opportunity that could rewrite your destiny. If you're ready to learn more, grow your knowledge, and uncover the hidden wealth in your own coins, subscribe now. Because this journey is only beginning.